You replace every single drop of water in your body with heavy water. No regular H2O remains. Every cell, every vein, and every tear is now deuterium oxide. It looks like water. It tastes like water. But the physics are now fundamentally and subtly very different. At first, everything feels normal. You are slightly heavier. About 10% more mass resides in your fluids. Your heart pumps a denser liquid. Your blood is a thicker slurry. This is a minor inconvenience. The real problem is invisible. A deuterium atom has an extra neutron. This tiny mass changes how every single molecule in your body interacts. The chemistry of life is a game of precision. Now, the rules have changed. The kinetic isotope effect begins to take hold. Chemical bonds involving deuterium are stronger and slower to break than those with regular hydrogen. This is a catastrophic problem for enzymes. These molecular machines rely on precise timing to catalyze reactions. Now they are lagging. Every biological process in your body is running in slow motion. DNA replication stutters. Protein synthesis drags. The cellular machinery is trying to operate in a thick molecular syrup. Your metabolism doesn't just slow down, it begins to glitch. ATP production falters. The energy currency of your cells is being minted too slowly to keep the lights on. Your internal clock is drifting far out of sync with reality. You might think you would just feel tired. You would not. The failure is systemic. The body doesn't just slow down, it breaks. The subtle shift in atomic mass creates a cascading failure of biological logic. Your cells have forgotten how to function. Mitosis is the first major casualty. For a cell to divide, the mitotic spindle must pull chromosomes apart with absolute precision. The heavier deuterium molecules alter the geometry of the cytoskeleton. The machinery jams. Cells cannot split. This is a death sentence for any tissue that requires constant renewal. The lining of your gut stops regenerating. Your skin ceases to heal. Blood cells die off and are not replaced. Your bone marrow becomes a graveyard of stalled divisions. Because the chemistry is just similar enough to regular water, the body doesn't realize it is poisoning itself. It keeps absorbing the heavy water, cementing the failure. Every organ begins to atrophy as the cellular replacement rate hits zero. You are essentially a living statue made of biological clay, waiting for the final molecular gear to seize up completely and forever now today. The neurological collapse follows. Your brain is a storm of electrical impulses and chemical gradients. These depend on the rapid movement of ions across membranes, but the ions are now encased in heavy water. The viscosity of the intracellular environment has shifted. Neurotransmitters move like snails across the synaptic gap. Thinking becomes an arduous task. The signal to breathe takes seconds to reach the lungs. The signal to blink is lost in transit. Your consciousness begins to fragment as the brain's synchronization fails. This is not a coma. It is a slow-motion crash of the biological operating system. The electrical potentials of your neurons are dampened by the isotopic weight. Your thoughts are no longer sparks. They are heavy, sluggish ripples in a dense pond. The brain eventually reaches a state of metabolic stasis. It is still technically alive, but the processing speed has dropped below the threshold of awareness. You are a conscious observer of your own systemic freeze, trapped in a body that cannot execute a single command anymore today, right now. The total biological shutdown is now complete. The heavy water has permeated every fiber of your existence. Your organs are no longer functioning as a system. They are just heavy lumps of isotopic tissue. Because the deuterium bonds are so stable, decomposition is slowed. Bacteria and fungi also struggle to metabolize the heavy water. You are not rotting in the traditional sense. You are becoming a biological relic. The skin turns a pale, waxy hue. The internal organs harden. You have essentially become a human-shaped piece of heavy water ice, though your temperature remains normal. The density of your tissues has increased. If you were dropped in a pool of regular water, you would sink like a stone. The buoyancy of a normal human is gone. You are a biological anchor. The molecular architecture of your body has been rewritten into a slower, heavier version of life. Every chemical bond is a tiny anchor, dragging the system down into a permanent, crystalline silence. The world continues to move at normal speed around you while you exist in a state of frozen, isotopic permanence. Your body is a monument to the danger of a single extra neutron in the water today now. The result is a total systemic collapse caused by nothing more than a slightly heavier isotope. You didn't drink poison. You drank water that was just a bit too heavy for your enzymes to handle. The biology of a human being is a delicate clock. By changing the mass of the gears, you stop the clock entirely. You have achieved a state of isotopic stasis. Your life ended not with a bang, but with a very slow, very heavy molecular whimper right now today. As your estate is settled, the coroners discover the anomaly. Your body weighs significantly more than the charts suggest. The medical examiner notes the strange density in the report. Then, the hospital bills arrive. The specialized cleanup for isotopic contamination is an absolute nightmare to ensure. Drinking heavy water is a great way to become a biological anchor. Subscribe to the What If Club to find more ways to accidentally delete your own molecular existence right now.